Chinese martial arts will take down a legend here at LR Shion. Today, we will review the next chapter of Grappler Baki, the legendary swordsman arc. It's the chapter where the great Retsu Kaioh finally meets the legendary Miyamoto Musashi. Do you think the 4,000 years of Chinese martial arts can knock down the strongest swordsman? Let's find out. But first, please know that you can buy the new Grappler Baki volume collections, Baki the Grappler Season 1 and 2 DVDs, and Bandai's Grappler Baki figurine on the link on the description below. By buying, you can help the channel grow and release more Baki videos. Please subscribe and let's begin. The chapter starts inside the Shinshinkai Dojo. Retsu Kaioh is saying, "I saw him on YouTube. He was surrounded by 5 policemen. And he stood there by himself. And what happened next? He took them down, one after another. But it wasn't anything like a fight. And that was because it wouldn't matter if it were 5 or 20 men in front of him. So, you saw that too, huh? Even if I didn't want to admit it. Even though we are trained to go against weapons barehanded, we won't be able to go up against something of that level. I am sure that even you understand that much, Katsumi-san. This isn't something you can handle without weapons. To take down this man, you can't restrict yourself." We now move on outside Tokugawa's mansion. Musashi is looking at a lighter, saying, "Whoa. What a convenient thing. Alright then. Some horse oil. And a bit of charcoal. Like this. That should heal it." Then Tokugawa talked to him saying, "Musashi-san. Are you ready? Ha. I am pretty curious. This is the place. In 3 days from now. This is where your fight will be held." The Chinese representative, Retsu Kaioh. The rules. In the underground arena of the Tokyo Dome. That is the first rule. The use of weapons is allowed. Miyamoto then said, "So, you will be my next opponent. You must be the one who decided on the weapon rule. Right, Mr. Representative of China? It was indeed my wish. Or perhaps I should say that I want to be on equal footing with you. Of course. Even if you aren't holding a sword. There is no way that Miyamoto Musashi can be considered weak. But even so, you are an unrivaled swordsman. Seeing as I am a martial artist. If I were to defeat you in a barehanded fight, it would still be meaningless. So, you think you can beat me if it were a barehanded fight? I don't know if I could win. Even with different methods. But that is not the issue here. To be able to win against Miyamoto Musashi, it will only be a true statement if you defeat him with a sword in his hands. There is no other meaning behind it." Then suddenly, a bloodlusted Musashi walks towards him, then said, "A man from the great continent, huh?" Without any hesitation, Retsu Kaioh tried to kick him. However, the great Miyamoto Musashi managed to grab his prosthetic leg. Fortunately, the artificial leg of Retsu suddenly broke in half, enabling him to kick the legendary swordsman with full power, instantly knocking him down the ground. Tokugawa then shouted, "Whoa. What have you done, Retsu? He's down. He didn't even raise his hands." Retsu replied, "I've come from a long lineage of martial arts. But facing someone who has the energy of a true demon is very rare. I might have been the one to take him down. But that is only because of one thing. And that is due to the fact that today it was a huge unexpected surprise that my prosthetic leg broke off the way it did. In 3 days. I look forward to seeing you again." Musashi smiled, then thinks, he truly is brave. And really charming. That man from the great continent. We now move on inside Tokugawa's mansion. Motoba is saying, "I don't need any explanation. Because it's clear without reason that he is the real deal. That alone is more than enough for me. Well then. Plus, Goroko. Miyamoto Musashi vs Retsu Kaioh. And I heard a rumor that the ban on weapons in the underground arena will be lifted for this fight. Perhaps you should ban Miyamoto Musashi from using weapons. Wouldn't it be better to be focusing on improving the world of martial arts, Goroko? I am certain that someone of your insight will know what is best." "What are you saying?" What are you trying to say? It sounds as if you want me to change the rules. But don't you think it's a little sad? To test your limits against someone from a time long gone. This won't even be a fight. It will just be violence. What you said just now was pretty rude. Kuroko. I did not mean it that way. But even for you, there are things you are a novice in. And recognizing this for what it is might just be one of those things. Miyamoto Musashi is what you call a monster amongst monsters. Do you have an answer for this situation? You're saying there is a hole in my vision? Well, perhaps that might be true. But this is what the man called Retsu Kaioh wished for, and he is placing his life on the line for. That is how far he is willing to go. Or are you saying that he is a novice as well? Aren't you forgetting something, Kuroko? For this match, almost everyone is against the rules that Retsu has set. And that is because they all know the kind of man that Retsu is. If he were to lose his leg, or even his life, he would simply view it as the price of the fight and consider it justice. That is who Retsu Kaioh is. Isn't that well-known knowledge to everyone? I get it. And this time, his opponent is a monster called Miyamoto Musashi. It's almost as if we are in a dream and we don't want to wake up. I get the feeling that you want to give it a try as well, Motoba Izo. If I want to. Well, in my case. Instead of saying I want to try, I should say I want to protect. Or something along those lines. What? Who? The man called the greatest swordsman Miyamoto Musashi. He isn't only capable of using a sword. The samurai of his age weren't as tame as they are now. A sword. A spear. A rod. A bow. Halberd. Rope. Horse, and shuriken. All of these aren't what you would deem martial arts. Huh? With all due respect, this Motoba. My goal is to further the cultivation of martial arts. Oh. You could say, it's the same thing Hanma Yujiro is trying to do. And I am not the only one who wants to protect it from Musashi. We now move on inside the Shinshinkai Dojo. The great Retsu Kaioh is currently doing his training before his awaited fight. By using multiple kinds of Chinese martial art weapons and slicing the training dummy with ease. In the middle of his training, someone entered the room saying, "Well, aren't you skilled? Your precision with weapons is still as good as it used to be." It didn't decline one bit. But it still feels like you didn't gain any momentum. Retsu smiled, then replied, "Grandmaster Kaku. What do you think of this chapter? Do you think Kaku Kaioh will further train Retsu Kaioh? Comment down your opinion below. Special thanks to my patron, Juan, The Broken Monarch, Stranger Dragons Prevail, Sam Shires, Aaron Wieland, James Berry, Evan Edrock, Shade Jackson, Dr. Manhattan, Francois, I Meet Rabbit, The Real Zuravan, Big Sam Zilla, A Patrian of the Uts, Jacket, Midas, Johnny Might, Kevin Arias, Jason Jacobs, OK, Vega Punk, Just Danzo, Joshua Ash, Mars Kane, Claudio Aguilera, Francisco Carrillo, Jaden Robinson, Isam Harris, Awesome Swayable, Thomas West, David Fritz, Brandon Zipperl, Ethan, Carrot, Xavier Ward, and Goku Kot. We really appreciate your help. If you want to support my channel, please subscribe to my Patreon, LR Shion. I will put a link in the description below. Our next video will be about Kaku Kaioh versus Retsu Kaioh's Shaori. Stay tuned.